Always do that.
I'm a night rider. Every time that I go up past midnight, I swear I get higher. Swear I gotta get higher now. I'm a night rider. Every time that I give what I got, I supply that fire. I supply that fire.
What is up, you beautiful... Oh. All right. Let it ride. What is going on, you beautiful bookworms, and welcome back to another episode of Bookmarks with Bump. It is me, your host, Bump, a.k.a. Sean Cote, National Academy of Sports Medicine certified personal trainer, Department of Labor, journeyman, tool setter, all-around just guy. I'm an all-around guy. As a matter of fact, I'm a dog. And today is March the 9th, 2025, which means I have 1 week left of my 30. No, I'm not turning 30. I'm not turning 40. I'm turning 31 next Sunday. So the next episode will be a very special birthday edition of Bookmarks with Bump. Today's just a regular episode. You know, just a normal run-of-the-mill show. 30-year-old Bump sitting here, 7 years clean from alcohol and cocaine. Just doing the things that I do to keep me accountable and alive. That's really what it boils down to. Just staying on the path that God set out for me and sharing my wisdom with the people as I may. I mean, that's just kind of what I do here. What I got to dive into is a little bit of a backlog of the last week here. What have I been up to? I'm staggering days between one day I'm lifting weights and the next I'm following my training schedule for my half marathon coming up in May. I'll be coming up in May. Nonetheless, we're plugging right along. We are now on our second week of the schedule, and boy, do I have a spring in my step. I feel so fast, which you usually do at the beginning of a schedule. Usually towards the 8th or 9th week, you start to feel a little bit burnt out, and then you taper off. And then once it's race day, the juices are flowing. The adrenaline is, oh man, the feeling of race day. If I could bottle that feeling and sell it, I'd be a millionaire. But I can't. So let me get back to the podcast. I enjoyed my first day off in 40 days on Saturday. I was relieved of my duties. If it was up to the boss, I wouldn't have been. But there was a safety hazard if I were to be at work. So we shut down the plant for the day. And that gave me a day off. What that gave me a chance to do was pack. Pretty much everything that I need to pack is packed. All that's left are my electronics, which I will leave out because I need to do that. I need to do that for the podcast, for the show. I need to be able to record the podcast. And I will be banking a few episodes in the next coming weeks here to kind of help me get the chance to settle in, get my internet set up, and all of the adult things that I need to do for my own place, which I'm so I mean, do I feel excited? Yes. What do I feel more than excited? I feel a relief of pressure. I feel a freedom. I feel just ultimately, I feel so relieved, I can't even put it into words. So I'm not even going to attempt to. But what I will tell you is that Saturday I got the chance to take a day off. And I spent that day off by going on my 4-mile run. And after that, I came home, got washed up, packed up for, I don't know, I probably spent about 5-6 hours working down here. And then the coolest thing I think about my company is the benefits that they have for the employees. They do these raffles periodically, and they raffle off tickets for the teams here in Connecticut. During soccer season, we have a chance to win Hartford Athletic tickets, or during baseball season, we get Yard Goats tickets, and during hockey season, we get Hartford Wolfpack tickets, and that's what my brother and I went out and did. My brother and I went out to the XL Center in Hartford, parked on the 7th floor of the parking garage, made our way across the bridge, and sat down just in time for the first period, for our first goal in the first period for the Hartford Wolfpack, and they went up 1-0. They went up 1-0, and they held that lead for quite a while until a penalty was drawn. And the next time the Utica Comets were the team we were playing, facing off against, the next time Utica were to touch the puck, it would have been a dead play. They would have called the play dead, and so we pulled our goalie and put another offensive man out on the ice, and somebody took a shot right off of somebody's skate, and the puck took a very slow roll right down the middle of the rink into our own net, and we ended up tying that game. We would score late. This was, let me tell you about the most electrifying moment in sports I think I've ever been a part of. During the third period, with about 3 minutes left in the game, the Wolfpack does a sing-along to Journey's Don't Stop Believin'. And mid-chorus, don't stop believin'. Bang. That's where it was. The goal, the game-winning goal should have been the game-winning goal to take a 2-1 lead over the Utica Comets late in the third period. They scored a goal to go up, and man, just to have the energy of the entire arena singing that song and a goal being scored during this, that was a special moment. A special moment to be a part of, special moment for the team of the Wolfpack, I bet. And then for whatever reason, Utica decided to squander that and score, and we ended in a 2-2 tie and went into overtime. So on one hand, like, yes, we could have had that game-winning goal. That could have been the moment. But on the other hand, we got extra game, you know? I didn't pay for these tickets, but if I did, I would have had a free extra game included. So for everybody who did pay for those tickets, congratulations for your freebie tacked on to the end of the game there. We go through the 5-minute overtime period, scoreless, and we head into a shootout. The Hartford Wolfpack starts with the puck. They go out. They score on their first go-around. And Utica comes back and scores right away. We go out and we get stopped. And Utica scores 2 times in a row. And they win. They win the shootout. They win the game. The game is over. And we all file out. We all file out in heartbreaking fashion. And that's what Saturday night really was for everybody. There was heartbreaks galore. John Cena, here we go. We got some WWE news. I think this is a first for the podcast, but John Cena turns heel. Something that was unprecedented. Something that nobody ever could have imagined happening. During the Elimination Chamber, John Cena was in a pod, comes out of the pod, goes on a tear. The last 3 left in the match are Seth Rollins, CM Punk, John Cena. They team up and take out Seth Rollins. CM Punk and John Cena are squaring off, and just when you think Seth Rollins is eliminated, he makes a move and stomps CM Punk into the steel of the chamber. John Cena jumps on his opportunity, and he puts CM Punk into a submission hold, gets him to pass out, and wins the match. After the match is over, Cody Rhodes, the champion who he will be facing off against at WrestleMania, comes out, and they have a very respectful stare down, talk, excited about the match to come. The hero of the past and the hero of now right against each other. This is icon versus icon. And then The Rock's music hits. And The Rock has been trying to buy Cody Rhodes' soul. He comes out, makes his proposition, and Cody Rhodes says word for word something that's never happened before. They didn't censor this. They let this fly through. He tells The Rock to go fuck himself. And man, it made the WWE cool again. And in that moment, John Cena grabs Cody Rhodes, shakes his hand, gives him a hug, and then kicks him in the nuts, seemingly selling his soul to The Rock and turning heel, stunning the crowd. But the crowd was so excited and so there for it. The pop, the storytelling, the timeline of events, it was all so jarring and heartbreaking for a lot. A lot of kids crying. Their hero, John Cena, the #1 Make-A-Wish granter in the world, turning into a bad guy in front of everybody's eyes. Who could have thought? I definitely could have. And Monday comes about, and here I am in the gym, doing chest and triceps on a Monday. Now, I didn't know that Monday was International Chest Day until a couple months ago, and when I found that out, and I realized my schedule was going to have me doing chest on Monday, I felt like a cliche douche. I didn't really like the way that I felt doing that muscle group on that day. However, it is a good day for me because I'm not running and I'm not putting too much strain on my body. Nonetheless, that's not the point. I'm not here to gloat about me moving weights around in the gym. What I am very excited about was a couple of weeks ago, I told a story about a man named Jacob, a young lad that I've grown fond of in the gym. I'd say he's probably my best friend in that gym. Young Jacob with Down syndrome, 16 years old, pushing weights around, being an absolute unit. There's really no way to describe him other than that. One of these guys who just brings inspiration to you without even notice. And that's what I think was so easy for me to find myself drawn to him. Not only does he light everybody up in the gym, but when I first saw him, I was pumped up to see him in there because he's somebody who has life against them. And he makes a way to make it happen. Whatever he wants to make happen, he makes happen. And that inspires me. And a couple weeks ago, he asked me to work out with him. And so I did. And then I didn't see him for 2 weeks. I thought maybe I worked him too hard. Or, I don't know, maybe somebody in the gym was like, that guy's not a personal trainer, not knowing that I am. But anyway, nonetheless, I'm sitting there on the bench press, and who walks up to me? Young Jacob. And what does he say? I'm working out with you. All right, so I didn't work him too hard. He's still excited to see me. Things are all on the up and up with Jacob and I, and we had a great workout. We pushed through it. And the guy wanted to do more when we were done, but I had to get on the bike, and I got him on the bike with me. Separate bikes. They don't have tandem exercise bicycles at this gym, unfortunately, but nonetheless, we worked out, and I was happy to become reacquainted and have a nice reunion with Jacob. I mean, this kid, he's always laughing. He's joking around. He's talking about ladies. He's flexing his guns, and then at the end of the day, yes, I might be an able-bodied, able-mind man, and he might be an able-spirited man, but at the end of the day, we're just two dudes getting buff, and brought a real smile to my face, and it was a nice refresher, because I'm going to be working now all the way through the month of March, and that requires that dog mentality. That requires me to be locked in and stay in the zone and stay on top of my goals. And it's important to kind of have a reprieve while you're attacking your goals. And for me, Jacob was that reprieve yesterday. Monday, he was that reprieve for me, and he will be moving forward. And those are the kinds of things you have to have when you have a dog mentality. Like, just get it done. Do not be defeated by anything. That is what a dog mentality is to just continue onward, continue forward, and just keep pushing. And that's what I do. Another person who did that was Kobe Bryant. And Jason Forrest put out a thread that starts with a tweet that says, most think Kobe's success came from talent, but they're wrong. His secret weapon was a complete identity transformation. Here's 14 Mamba principles to turn you into a sales warrior. Now, this guy might be a salesman, whatever he's doing, that's cool. I think if he can apply something from sports into sales, we can apply this into any facet in our life where we want to become untouchable. The best people don't just make calls, they train like Olympic athletes, they prepare like Broadway performers, and they execute like special forces operators. But first, you need to understand Kobe's mindset. If you want first place, come play with me. If you want second place, go somewhere else. This wasn't arrogance. This was clarity of purpose. And it reveals the first crucial discipline of elite sales or performance. Wherever he says sales throughout this, I'm going to say performance. But I have that same approach in most things that I care about, specifically work. Like, I don't just go in there and say I'm setting tools. I go in there and I say I'm going to be the best tool setter in America. And that's not just me being arrogant. That's just me knowing what the goal is and knowing what I have to do to achieve it. Bingo. This tweet is spot on. Number one is that you have to be ruthlessly specific with your language. Elite performers remove all ambiguity from their communication. Why? Because they want prospects using mental energy on deciding, not on interpreting. But there's more to it. Two, you have to study the masters obsessively. When Kobe entered the NBA, he watched the greats. Then he called them, studied them, learned their secrets. He climbed what he called Goat Mountain to learn from Magic, Jordan, Bird, Bill Russell, and more. Anybody in any field can do the same. When I first got into long-distance running, I was actually introduced to somebody who had ran in multiple marathons. And the first thing I did was sit down and ask him a million questions and probably annoy him. However, what I gained from that was so valuable moving forward. These people find top performers in their industry, shadow them on their days off, study their every move, but most importantly, they're willing to look stupid to learn. This leads us to the third discipline. Turn the world into your library. Kobe saw learning opportunities everywhere. Everything was done to try to learn how to become a better basketball player. Everything. Every interaction became a chance to study and improve. We'll stop on this because this is actually what's helped me so much in my career. This is what helped me advance so much in my career. I stopped looking at it like a job, and I started looking at it like every day is a new game. Not a game that we play on our Xbox or on our phone, but a game on the field. And when I have a successful moment, I can celebrate like I just scored a touchdown because that's what it is to me. I am succeeding. I am taking a bit of the block away, and I am chipping away at what I need to do to win the day. There's an opportunity everywhere to win. If what you want to do in life is become a winner, look at everything like it's a game. And you can win. You can also take losses. But when you do take a loss, you have to study that loss and realize what you lost, how you lost, why you lost, and what you can do moving forward to win the next go around. Number 4, develop a performance trigger. Kobe would say it's go time. It was like Maximus from Gladiator picking up the dirt and smelling it, a mental switch to get activated. Elite performers do the same. They step into their peak performance identity before every call. Number 5 is to fully embody your chosen identity. When Kobe was in Mamba mode, he was untouchable. Don't touch me, don't talk to me, leave me alone. This wasn't method acting. This was an identity transformation. The best performers know this secret. Number 6, and this is the most important one, honestly, get over yourself. Kobe's wisdom, you feel embarrassed, you're not that important, get over yourself. Elite performers understand it's not about you, it's not about the prospect or it's not about the goals, problems, it's about the solutions. And I love this. And this is so important in my trade because oftentimes people will worry about who's getting the credit, who's getting the blame, who's getting the what, who's giving a shit. And this goes into something that we talked about last week or the week before about how it's not about what people say about you or outside validation. It's about your contribution. The contribution is the most important thing. You're making a contribution to the world. You're doing something for the world. We're looking at the bigger picture. That is the most important picture. Yes, you can chip it away brick by brick, block by block, and find out who did what and why. But that is for one day down the road. What is for right now is that we are all just a piece of the puzzle. You're not that important. Get over yourself. Famous words from Kobe Bryant. And that's true. Yes, we are all important in one way or another. But in the grand scheme of things, nobody really is that important. Not the president, not the Pope. Nobody is that important. We are all just figures moving along. We are all just pieces on the chessboard, making things happen or not. What are you going to choose to do? Are you going to choose to sulk because you didn't get the credit for your win? But if you take a look around you and look at the company is succeeding. Isn't that really what you need? Everything is bigger than us. Break things down and understand everything is bigger than us. Number 7 is to embrace radical honesty. When Kobe missed shots, he didn't make excuses. My legs weren't there. Next year they will be. Top performers do the same. They own their failures and fix the root cause. What more can you say than that? Own your failures. If you go on and make excuses, if you go on and point the blame elsewhere, if you go on and every time anything goes wrong, it was never your fault, even though it was, are you ever going to get better? Or are you going to keep making the same mistakes? Point the finger back at yourself and fix the issues. Number 8, build your personal board of advisors. Kobe had Jordan as his big brother in the league. He also consulted Magic, Bird, and Bill Russell. Build a network of mentors who have achieved what you want to achieve. But this requires something most aren't willing to do. Number 9, commit your entire life. The players that had passion but weren't willing to commit their entire lives to doing that didn't make it. It's a choice. Want to work like no one else today so you can retire like no one else tomorrow? Accept the sacrifices. Number 10. Kobe missed family events, lost friendships, sacrificed relationships. Everything in between is lost. Elite performers know when your competition is on vacation, their goals become yours. Number 11. Leave nothing in reserve. Kobe never wanted to say, I wish I had done more. Top performers approach every goal like it's their last chance. They exhaust every possibility to help their prospect. And this requires something crucial. And that's to prepare like a performer. Number 12. You got a lot of people paying their hard-earned money to come watch you perform. It's your job to be in shape. It's your job to be strong enough to perform at that level every single night. The last two mandates here make me think of a couple things. And they make me reflect. They make me reflect to August when I ran in the Torrington 5-mile road race and I did not do my best. Did I sulk? Did I make excuses? Or did I move forward and have the 2 best races of my life? And the reason why I did that is because I changed how I prepared. I wasn't too fond of the way I prepared for the 5-mile road race, and I dialed some things in. I tweaked a couple issues that I was having, and I went out there and I won the division on one race, and I came in 3rd overall and won a division in another. And to me, that was just me dialing it in and preparing the right way. And in those last 2 training schedules, which ultimately was one big training schedule, gearing up for a 10K, doing a lot of speed work, I left nothing in reserve. I didn't finish any run on that schedule thinking I could go back out and do that again. I ran to the best of my ability, and I only improved my outcome. I only got closer to my goals. Number 13 is to embrace the challenges. Kobe took his obsessiveness into business. This was his company's philosophy for projects. If we have a project and you're saying, okay, I can do that, that's not the project we want. We want projects that say, I don't know if I can do that. It's not the sales marketing hands you. Go after the sales you're not sure that you can close. They're performance that requires conflict and compromise. If you can close those, nothing can stop you. And number 14, never let circumstances define you. When Kobe tore his Achilles, he said, this obstacle cannot define me. Elite performers face their own Achilles moments. Economic downturns, rising rates, fierce competition. They know what breaks others makes them stronger. The truth is, most performers will never reach their full potential, not because they lack talent, but because they're missing out what made Kobe great. A complete transformation of identity. You can't just learn new techniques. You can't just memorize scripts. You can't just try harder. You must become someone new. And that's what separates average performers from performance warriors. And I agree wholeheartedly with that sentiment. It's interesting to me how somebody would take this into sales, but honestly, you can take anything and translate it into anything in life because it is a mindset. If you can transform your mindset, transform the person you want to be on the track, the person you want to be at your job, the person you want to be at home, you can, because you have to believe it. And I think that's the ultimate thing that made Kobe and this Mamba mentality so poignant, was that I mean, the guy never said that anything was over. The guy never took no as an answer. The guy, well, let's not get into that. Ultimately, nothing was too big to conquer because of the belief in yourself. If you want to achieve anything in life, you have to believe that you can. But when we start things with a lot of buts. Like I just started that sentence. We always start, we don't always, but sometimes you can have a tendency to go into a goal and say, if I don't, yada, yada, yada. But if this, yada, yada, yada. Eliminate that thought frame, eliminate that thought, eliminate that process, eliminate that way of thinking from your mind. Because if that goal means as much to you as you feel like it does when you first set out for it, that's all that matters. You have to have that belief. Coach Locke put out a thread, hard pill to swallow. Most people will not see fitness results in 2025. I've lifted for 15 years and I see the same mistakes every year. Here are 17 result-preventing mistakes. Before we start the thread, I see it every year, again and again. People feel the buzz of the new year. They are fired up. They go hard for a few weeks or even a few months, but vanish from the gym because they see zero results. Still paying for their gym membership, though. Don't let that be you. Avoid that by avoiding these mistakes. I've made the same mistake for years. These mistakes will prevent you from making any forward progression in your fitness, and they are all equally important. So let's crush it this year. Number 1 is training with terrible form. If you've never lifted before, terrible form is guaranteed. That is normal, but you should ensure good forms at all times. How do you do that? Using mirrors, open a YouTube video or a Twitter thread, and follow the form closely. Form is king. This is something that I've touched on a few times throughout the last couple weeks, especially talking about fitness and about workouts. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. These are your goals. This is your time to be selfish. Don't look around at the weights that other people have on their bar. Don't look around at anything else. Don't look around at anything going on. Look at what's in front of you, and what's in front of you is your goal. And how you're going to attain that is by practicing with proper form. If you can't do it with the weight that you wanted to start at, drop it down. And I promise you, with proper technique, you will gain muscle, number 1, but you also be able to add weights to this bar quicker than you could ever imagine by just doing things the right way. Number 2 is going hard with bad form. A lot of youngsters join the gym and immediately want to grab the heaviest weight. This is a sure way to injury city, not a place I want to visit. Drop your ego and go low with the weights. Ensure at all times that your form is correct. And once the form is correct, increase the weight. Just like I just said. The most important thing when it comes to living longer is killing something. And that thing that you got to kill is your ego. Sure, you can have this confidence about yourself, but the ego has to die in order for you to thrive. Like we talked about with the Mamba Mentality, you are not that important. 3, doing cardio before workout. You should put working out before cardio. Why? Because you will burn more calories if you have more muscle. And if you do hard-ass cardio before your workout will suffer. Bad workout session equals less muscle gain. Work out first. Number 4 is relying on cardio for losing weight. The last day, I saw somebody who was clearly overweight jogging early in the morning. Hats off to her. But without knowing her, I know she is trying to patch up her bad diet with cardio. Ain't gonna work. Diet always above cardio. Diet and weightlifting. Packing muscle onto your body is gonna burn more. It's gonna burn more at rest. And when it burns more at rest, you will ultimately see better goals. You ultimately reach your goals in a better way. The more muscle on your body, your metabolism is going to kick up. You're going to be able to eat more, but I also wouldn't shy away from cardio completely. I think it's great to keep your heart and your brain healthy. Number 5, supplement maxing. If you haven't worked out consistently for 1 to 2 years, don't bother overloading your body with supplements. This is a quick fix mindset. Maybe the right supplement will boost the fitness results. Nope. Supplements should be a supplement to your fitness. Number 6, and this is huge, and this is when I started seeing major results with my fitness. Number 6, the biggest mistake, number 6, is not having a goal. If you don't know what your goal is, you will not take the right steps towards achieving it. If you are skinny, don't focus on cardio. You should focus on lifting heavy weights. But if you have no goal at all, you will not take the right actions. I didn't see major results until I started to set goals and specifically around running. Like, I wanted to get faster. I wanted to be able to complete races. I wanted to build my endurance, and all of that. Everything that I did to reach those goals helped my body, helped me aesthetically, helped me in all the things that don't really matter, because I was working towards something that mattered the most to me. 7, eating whatever you want. In other words, having a terrible diet. You cannot outrun your terrible diet. It takes a 10-minute hard-ass jumping rope session to burn 100 calories. 100 calories is in 1/4 of a slice of pizza. That is nothing. One slice of pizza is 400 calories, by the way, if you couldn't do the math. You cannot expect to lose weight if you're still eating the same stuff. You got to use the right things according to your goal. This guy has a free AI web app for that. It creates a meal plan based on your goals and preferences. You know what? I'll give a free advertisement to Coach Locke. Go to ai.coachlock, COACHLOC.com. Number 8 is not being consistent. Do not work out for 2 weeks and quit. Consistency is key with everything, and I mean everything. Even if you're not feeling like it, just go. A bad workout increases your discipline level. Those are the skills that matter in life, not how big your biceps are. Number 9 is rushing through workouts. Muscles grow by time under tension, not by the number of reps. And where is the rush coming from? Treat every rep with a careful, controlled movement. That is the best way to engage and build the most muscle. Slow and steady always wins the race. Be the turtle on the bench. Number 10 is not having a workout plan. Don't be that person who visits every machine one by one. Even if you have a bad plan, you at least have a plan. You should know what muscle group you are training at a certain day, and don't go to the gym just guessing what you should train. And if you need help with a workout plan, please DM me at Bump of TTS on Twitter or at TCGXBump on Instagram. I'm not always scrolling on those, but if I do get a message, I will get a notification, and I will send you a workout plan. If you email me at bookmarkswbump@gmail.com, I will make a workout plan for you. If you tell me how many days you want to be in the gym lifting weights, I will tailor it to you what you need. If you got 3 days, I'll give you 3 full body workouts. If you want 4 days, I'll do splits for you. Whatever it is, I'm here to help. Number 11, consuming alcohol like it is New Year's Eve. My friend, New Year's Eve is over. Time to reduce alcohol consumption. It's no secret that alcohol is bad for your health. Not only does it contain a lot of calories, it also has no nutritional benefits at all. Number 12 is consuming soda. If you simply cut out soda from your diet, you will lose 1 pound of weight each week. I would much rather do that than go on a 30-minute run every morning. Plus, you're getting properly hydrated with water. A win-win situation. Drink more water. Number 13 is snacking like you are in survival mode. Snacking is the silent weight gainer. And if you remember all our threads before and months ago about insulin resistance, you'll remember why. Before you know it, you are 500 or more calories above your maintenance calories. And I honestly think that people are making snacking a habit instead of actually being hungry. Number 14, fixing emotional state with food. Dopamine is released by eating high-calorie dense food. Hence why people associate happiness with food. It's a reward, and it's science. This is also why people are addicted to food. Stress occurs when they try to fix it with food, and that's not good. 15 is to ignore the fitness fundamentals. If you want to get the most bang for your buck, stick with the fundamentals of fitness. Stick with the fundamentals of exercise. No, the exercise you just saw on Instagram will not provide you the most gains. The fundamental exercises will. And what I mean by that are squat, bench, deadlift, and everything around that. whether it be incline, whatever variation of those 3 lifts that you can find a way to fit into your workout plan, those are going to be the exercises that help you gain the most muscle, help you engage the most muscle, because you're engaging your core with all of those muscles. You're doing pretty much full body work when you do those exercises. Not only that, but it is a huge indicator of overall strength. Number 16 is switching up programs a lot. You don't need to switch your whole routine up every 2 weeks. You're being impatient. If you are new to fitness, just stick with the fundamentals for a few years. Really nail down the form and then branch out and try something new. And listen, I'm going to touch on this for a second because I've consistently been in the gym lifting weights for about 15 months now. I've been weightlifting throughout my life at different periods. The longest time I spent doing anything was resistance bands in between major running training cycles. But since I got back in the gym and started lifting weights, and I stuck with these routines I started at 8 weeks, 3 days a week, 8 weeks, 4 days a week, 8 weeks, 5 days a week. And there are times where I'll go down to 4 and down to 3 again, back up to 5 again. And that's where I'm at. I think the most important thing when it comes to when you want to switch things up is making sure that you're hitting your goals currently on the schedules that you're currently on. I think 8 weeks is a perfect period to continue the same exercises that you're doing day in and day out. And also, when I change my workout schedules, when I change my routines up a little bit, I'm never moving away from the fundamentals. The fundamentals and the consistency are always there for me, and that is why I am the pillar of health that I am. Number 17, not prioritizing health. I get it. Life gets hectic. You've got your spouse, your children, your job, but let's be honest. Those are all excuses. If you're not healthy and full of energy, the rest will suffer. Besides that, don't you want to set a great example? Although avoiding these works, the world is more nuanced. That is why you need a custom approach. Okay. We're getting into free advertisements here, but I already gave the guy a free ad. So go to ai.coachloc.com, coachloc.com, and he'll get you right with your total daily expenditure and a workout plan and all that. But I'll get you right too with a workout plan if you just listen. Comment on this or slide into my DMs or send me an email, and I'll be happy to help you guys out here. Let's move on.
Here we go! Buck, here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Yeah, here we go!
Yeah, here we go. Today is the 4th of March. Now, when you're listening to this, it's the 9th of March, and I'm sure a lot more news will come out. But as we have it right now, the deadline has hit for franchise tags to be given out, and only 2 players in the NFL got a franchise tag. Now, what is a franchise tag? Some of you might ask. A franchise tag is an average of the top 5 highest paid players of that position, and what that does is gives teams an opportunity to forego negotiating for a year, put a player under contract that they would love to keep, but don't know if they can afford at the highest available salary. The 2 players that got a franchise tag today were T. Higgins of the Cincinnati Bengals, star wide receiver, the number 2 next to or across from Jamar Chase, which makes the Bengals such a dangerous team on the outside, and guard Trey Smith for the Kansas City Chiefs, which solidifies their line and also helps them moving forward because they're going to need to bolster that offensive line if we learned anything from the Super Bowl, and them getting attacked without having blitzing linebackers coming after them. Outside of that, some big news that came out of free agency here is the Eagles let go of Darius Slay and also let go of Ethan Bradbury, 2 cornerbacks on the outside. Now, to me, this is a very interesting move because they had such a great year because of continuing to bolster their secondary. Their secondary fell off last year, which led to a lot of aggravation for Philadelphia Eagle fans. And then they stocked back up in the secondary, and look at what happened. They won the Super Bowl. Having wide receivers guarded down the field while only rushing 4 players who are dominant on the defensive line turns to be a recipe for success. Now, what are they doing? Getting rid of releasing these players who made an impact. Well, not only do they have young gunners coming up the ranks, they also just paid Saquon Barkley $41.2 million in a contract extension that makes him the highest paid running back in NFL history, per sources. The deal makes Barkley the NFL's first $20 million a year running back. Barkley also has an ability to earn an additional $15 million in incentives and escalators. The deal includes $36 million fully guaranteed at signing, which is, the Eagles are very grateful for what Saquon did coming into the game. This is great for running backs across the league, and this is great for the Eagles because they're going to keep that star player that really pushed them forward. And now we look at the Giants, who are seemingly in need of a quarterback. Speaking of quarterbacks, the 2 top quarterbacks that are prospected to come out of the first round of this draft did not opt to throw. Leaving them in the first round, I think they just did their medicals and all their evaluations and interviews. Leaving Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward to probably be the only 2 players to come out of the first round at the quarterback position, with major needs being the New York Giants and the Las Vegas Raiders. Both teams were apparently in on Matthew Stafford, who decided to stay put in Los Angeles and re-sign with the LA Rams last week. Stafford will stay with the Rams. Aaron Rodgers, we don't know if he's going to retire or continue to play. And if he continues to play, where will he be playing? Apparently, the Giants are interested in him as well. That would be an interesting move, to play in the same stadium, have the same locker room, but a whole new outlook, a whole new team. And honestly, for whatever reason, I think Aaron Rodgers would do well in a dayball system. The Aaron Rodgers saga is just continuing to unfold and expand in a very weird manner. What the most interesting thing would probably be if he followed Brett Favre's footsteps completely and went to the Vikings. That would be something. The Vikings are in. Apparently, they're not franchise tagging Sam Darnold, and I think there's good reason for that. Number one, Sam Darnold could probably go out and get a better contract somewhere else after the way he performed last year, if you take away the last 2 games he played in. But I think that they saw something in J.J. McCarthy, and so did I in the first preseason game. I think he threw a major bomb to Jordan Addison. He performed really well, not being a highly touted quarterback out of the draft, but just being known as a winner. Which leads me to Will Howard, who had what people are saying, a terrible performance at the Combine, which is unfortunate because I think that's all. He did that just to increase his stock coming into the draft. I don't think there was any need for him to really throw at the Combine, and I really hope that it doesn't take a hit on his draft stock because of the way he performed through the playoffs. I think the most important thing when it comes to evaluating a player is evaluating who they are in the field and who they are in the locker room. In game time situations, who is Will Howard? Well, he's a national champion. However, we saw how things panned out with A.J. McCarron, but the quarterback is a very needy there is a need for quarterback, and there are 4 pretty good ones out there right now, with Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and Sam Darnold being free agents at this time. Another notable free agents would be Chris Godwin, Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, and Marquise Brown. And then you have Aaron Jones, who's coming off that 1-year deal with the Minnesota Vikings. Where will he land? That is something we should all keep an eye out on. As for now, with free agency, that's pretty much all I have. Is just those couple releases and major bombshell. And I think this could also have an effect with the Eagles releasing those 2 cornerbacks. Deebo Samuel was traded to the Washington Commanders. So now Jaden Daniels has an even scarier wide receiver room with Terry McLaurin on one side and Deebo Samuels on the other side. It's going to be something to see how that Washington Commanders team develops and expands with Cliff Kingsbury staying put as offensive coordinator. But for now, March 9th, that's all I have for you guys. And as always, please hit the links in the description and follow along and read along with the threads. Like I said earlier, if you have any questions, if you need any tips, if you need a full workout plan, I do not care. Please message me, and I would love to help out any of you any way that I can and keep my personal training pen strong, flowing with ink. Please follow me on all the socials, TCGXBump on Instagram or Bump of TTS on Twitter. Any inquiries or any questions at all, please hit the email at bookmarkswbump@gmail.com. And as always, like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. It's all love. God bless. I've been leaning in and out of work. I could show you what it's worth. Money to the ceiling, I started at the dirt. I've been riding, wave like I surf. I've been leaning in and out of work. I could show you what it's worth. Money to the ceiling, I started at the dirt. I'm a night rider. Every time that I go out past midnight, I swear I get higher. Swear I gotta get higher now. I'm a night rider. Every time that I give what I got, I supply that fire. I supply that fire, man. I'm a night rider. Every time that I go out past midnight, I swear I get higher. Swear I gotta get higher now. I'm a night rider. Every time that I go out past midnight, I swear I get higher. Swear I gotta get higher, man.